On April 17th, less than 1 month ago at 11:56 in the morning, a shooter carrying a gun walked onto the campus at Florida State University and began to shoot students and adults. A gun crime that we would all agree was horrific. Now, I'm new in this place. I only got elected here a month ago. And what I will tell you of my observation of my first 4 weeks being in here is I hear a lot of canned speeches that don't actually address the bills and the issues that the American people have sent us here to work on. And I think it's why we may be held to some degree in such low regard. But on this shooting at 11:56 on April 17th, 7 people were shot. 5, fortunately, were not killed. We only know one of them. She was a graduate student. The other names have not been released. But in that shooting, 2 were killed. Roberto Morales was 57 years old, a dining coordinator at Florida State. Tiru Chaba was a vice president at the food service company at Florida State. Now, why do I tell this story? Law enforcement at Florida State did everything right. They rushed to the scene. They subdued the shooter. And you know how long it took them to do that? It took them 4 minutes, the amount of time that I will speak here today. In those 4 minutes, with law enforcement doing everything, 7 people were shot, 2 were killed. Now, H.R. 2243 would say that if any one of them was a retired or an off-duty law enforcement officer, they could have protected themselves. Because the fact of the matter is, when these horrific things happen, it will take law enforcement time to get there. And the only way for you to defend yourself is for you to do it. Now, I'm not saying that had that bill been passed, these 7 people wouldn't have been shot. Because I don't know that there was a retired law enforcement officer there. I don't know that any of these people were that. But I know that when shooters consider the places that they are going to go, one of the things they think about is what might be the response. And when we tell people who've spent their entire careers, who are trained, not just anyone, but someone who for their entire career gave themselves selflessly to protect us all, when we tell that person, because you're off duty or you're retired, all of that training, all of that service is no longer useful, we needlessly put people at risk. I don't want another shooting like we had at Florida State.